Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. Let's talk about the relationship between Seth Rollins and CM Punk. It's very well known at this point that Seth Rollins and CM Punk legit hate each other. Now, these things happen sometimes, but most often, the wrestlers in the ring can actually work together to create business and matches, and then outside of the ring, they really do despise and hate each other. Now, sometimes WWE, of course, tries to play it off like these wrestlers actually hate each other to create more intensity in the ring, and maybe that does work. But I think in this case, yes, they do business together in the ring, Seth Rollins and CM Punk, some really good business together, dating back a very long time. But I do believe that they actually dislike each other on a very, very visceral level. Now, let's expand on that and hear from Seth Rollins. This is exactly what Seth Rollins said when he was on Shannon Sharpe's podcast recently. He said, "No, I wouldn't say so. There's obviously some sort of working relationship. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to go out there and have matches. But it is so complex. Maybe once we're both away from the business or retired, there might be an opportunity for reconciliation there. It's just so hard for me to separate the CM Punk that there is now from the CM Punk that was a really rotten friend to me 10 years ago. Those wounds take time to heal. Whether or not he cares to make the effort to do that, and I care if he makes the effort to do that, I don't know. Neither of us have the time for it at the moment." This is another example of CM Punk being disliked everywhere he goes. The only people that seem to like CM Punk anywhere he goes are the fans. Because the fans do not get an inside scoop, sort of backstage look at the real personality of CM Punk. He's a fraud. He's a con artist. He'll say whatever is necessary to get liked and get clicks and signs and all this type of stuff, but he's not real. And I don't know what happened between CM Punk and Seth Rollins. I know Seth Rollins really loves WWE, and when someone leaves WWE and then all they do is talk shit about that company and then come back when things get hard in their life and expect to be embraced with open arms like nothing happened besides the fact that the last 10 years all you did was talk shit and talk shit and talk shit, I guarantee Roman Reigns feels some sort of way about it. Hence their match at WrestleMania. Maybe that's not as deeply personal as Seth Rollins and CM Punk, but there is some personal feelings there between Roman Reigns and CM Punk. And I do believe Roman Reigns when he says, "I hate you." And there are many people who feel this way. Now, the new crop of WWE stars who don't know CM Punk are just getting to know him now, probably really like him because he can fake it and pretend and, kind of like the new guys in AEW who liked him before he went off the fucking deep end and had to get thrown out of the company and had to crawl back to WWE and then had to go eat his words in Saudi Arabia. And all these types of things are interesting about CM Punk, and I'm very happy that Seth Rollins is so open and honest about how much he dislikes CM Punk and the person that he was. And then on the other hand, it's like John Cena is claiming that CM Punk is a new person. He's holding himself accountable now because he apologized to the people in Saudi Arabia. And it's like, I'm not believing it all. I love that John is seeing the good in people. I want to do that as well. I think that's a really strong character trait, to see the good in people, to know they can change and hold themselves accountable and grow. I just don't know CM Punk personally well enough to make that kind of character adjustment. And so we'll see as things move on. Then speaking of Seth Rollins and potentially CM Punk, now we know this sort of masked man has been floating around, and the rumor is that Seth Rollins eventually will be revealed as the masked man or Bad Bunny. I think Grayson Waller is the actual person in the mask right now, but it's not going to be the same as the person revealed. It could be, the rumor is that it's like Seth Rollins is sort of pulling the strings and all these types of things, trying to implode the vision. Seth Rollins was also rumored to return at WrestleMania to face Braun Breaker. I don't think that's going to happen because Braun Breaker is injured. So we could see, just me spitballing here about Seth Rollins' pure hatred for CM Punk, we could see him night 2 main event help Roman Reigns defeat CM Punk to allow Roman Reigns to become the World Heavyweight Champion. I don't know if that's going to happen. I think they're probably just going to wait to bring Seth Rollins back so that he can actually feud with Braun Breaker. But it also depends on who they want to reveal as the Masked Man. I hope it's Bad Bunny, and then we get Bad Bunny and Logan Paul at WrestleMania. But I have one more thing just to discuss quickly before we jump off, and that is what Vince Russo recently said. Now, if you don't know Vince Russo, he worked for WWE for a long time. Some people really trust his insights. I don't care for them. But now, of course, like everyone, he has a podcast and a show, and he talks about wrestling, of course. And Vince Russo made the most absurd claim of all time that I think I've ever heard, and his microphone should be removed from his fucking studio. But first he said Vince Russo claims that John Cena isn't satisfied with how WWE handled his retirement. Now I think that's probably true. I think fans, creative, and John weren't super thrilled with the whole retirement tour. I think too many fucking hands were in the pot and mixing things up and making things too complicated than they need to be. And they had heel turn, they had Travis Scott and all this fucking shit. And it's like, that's plausible to me that John Cena and most of the fans weren't super excited or satisfied with the retirement year or retirement tour. That makes sense. That's a good take. Thanks, Vince Russo. But he went to go even farther, and this is the most absurd take I've ever heard in my life. He also said that Cena's camp or Cena's people have reportedly been in discussions with AEW. This is stupid. John Cena, one, would literally never go to AEW. I'll punch myself in the face live on this show if John Cena signs with AEW as hard as I possibly can. I'll punch myself in the face. That's a ridiculous claim. One, John Cena would never do that. Two, John Cena's not wrestling ever again. He already made that definitive statement, and you trust the character of John Cena. And thirdly, John also signed a 5-year ambassador contract with WWE, which means at least until 2030, John Cena cannot go anywhere else, and he's not focused on going to AEW. Vince Russo, come on, dude. Like, if you're going to just say random shit for clicks, at least make it a little bit more plausible and believable than John Cena's camp has been in discussion with AEW. No fucking way they haven't. There's no business being had between John Cena and AEW. He signed a 5-year deal with WWE. He would never go there. It's a ridiculous thing to say. So I had to point that out on top of the fact that CM Punk sucks. And I'm going to keep reiterating that until I stop talking about professional wrestling, which will be probably never. So that's that. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'd absolutely love to hear from you. Then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Cheers.